Good evening to you, and welcome to our live crafting this evening. It is Thursday, the 9th of May 2024. My name is Jenny McCormack, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley, and that's in Northamptonshire, and that's here in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you can see that okay. Good evening. I believe Teresa and Jeanette are watching, so thank you so much. I hope that's light enough. I don't like to put too much artificial light on, she says, turning it off with the wrong setting. Because it reflects too much, and we do have some nice daylight today, which is good. We've had a beautiful sunny day, and all set, I believe, for the next few days as well. So the stamp set of the week, hi Jeanette, that we have been using is this one here. It's called Filled with Fun, and it features this little wagon that you can stamp. We've got birthday presents and a birthday cake and a banner, and we have flowers as well. Oh, jolly good, thank you Jeanette. In addition to that, we then have a little banner here that you can stamp, and 3 sentiments, a balloon, a little heart, some little confetti bits and pieces, a wheel, a handle, and then the string for the balloons. So the cards that we made at Coffee and Card were this one here, so I've just stamped this in Starry Sky and added those flowers basically all the way around. This was the one that I created on Monday live, with the sweet sorbet background and the real red truck. And then this one was inspired by Malcolm at our Coffee and Card session on Tuesday morning, and I took various stamp sets for people to use, and Malcolm decided on the bear with the honey pot. This is from the Furry Friends or Furry's Friends stamp set, and popped that in the wagon, so I thought I would add that one. And I did think, oh, this would be really nice with vegetables or something for an allotment. And lo and behold, yesterday all my paper shares arrived for the first batch of paper shares. And in the papers, which are, I have to say, are, as always, better than they look in the catalogue. But in there is this fun piece of designer paper with cabbages, carrots, pepper, tomatoes. But I thought what fun that would be to cut out the cabbages and pop those into the little trolley here for somebody. Hi Caroline, if it's Caroline or Lexi, I'm not quite sure. If it was somebody who had an allotment, for example. These papers are very cute. So we have this one with the tiny little flowers. Sorry, I sound very croaky, don't I? We've got this one with flowers all the way over, and a wood grain on the back. Now, I have to say I wouldn't have ordered this market garden paper, only because I don't really do cards with vegetables. But in fact, if you look at the designs, apart from that particular one and another one, these bunches of flowers are lovely. You could cut this out with an oval die, and we have a new set of dies that includes some ovals, but you could also just cut round that as well. And then we've got tomatoes galore, and on the other side of that is some garden green. On the back of that, some garden green plaid, and then finally this one here with bags and baskets, even one with a recycling sign. So I just think they're really good fun, and I will use these. But I have to say, if I thought they were all vegetables, then I would have given that. I would have passed on those papers. And that's one of the nice things about doing a paper share, is you get a little bit of everything. So I think they would be really good fun, cut up and popped into the trolley. And the trolley has a set of dies, which is what we're going to be using this evening. So let me pop those back, because that set belongs to the first 4 people that ordered my paper share. So I can't borrow any of those. Okay, one of the other sets of papers is called Thoughtful Journey, and that's what I'm going to be using this evening. And if you remember some of the papers that we had in the last annual and also the winter catalogue, we had a lot of these scenes, and they've created another set of 12 scenes, and they're going to be using this for the background to our card today. So just to show you those all together, I will do a separate video with all of the papers, because you really do need to see them as close as in person as you can get. Good evening, Brenda. So this pack comes as 6x6 sheets of paper, and there are 48 sheets, which means you get 4 of each one. I'm just going to flick through these really quickly. And what I like about them is, because this is from the annual catalogue, there are some autumn colours, there are some winter colours. They've got these lovely watercolour thistles, some scenes, this one here, this one which obviously could be water with the backgrounds, definitely a wintry one there. Good evening, Brenda, I hope you had a good time away. There's that one there, and that one. And if I just turn those over very quickly so you can see the other side, we've got this one here, and then we've got some plain sort of watercolour effects, so really versatile. Hello Trudy, thank you for joining us. Love this one. That would be lovely with a boat on it, or the fishing boat. If you've got the fishing set, gone fishing, you could have that as a fishing scene. Sort of frosty look. This could be sky, and then we've got that one. So those are called Thoughtful Journey, and I'm going to be using 2 of these for our card this evening. And I'm going to do a double Z fold card with the truck on the front. Now this was completely inspired by Sam Dempsey-Clark, one of my team, because she created something that I'm basing this card on when we had our last craft day. Our next craft day in Bicester is the 22nd of June, and bookings are now open, but there are only 12 spaces, some of which are already booked, because we want to limit the number to make it a better experience. So let's get started. So I'm going to make a Z fold card, and this is thick white. I could change to a colour, but just for simplicity I'm going to use the white. It's going to end up to be 10.5 centimetres, but what I like to do is all the scoring in one, and then I'm going to trim off the 2 layers. So I don't know if I need that out or not. Be careful not to knock my cold drink over. So this is going to be, excuse me, 14.85. That's half of that card there. Let's move that cutting blade to the top. So I'm going to do it in half, and then I'm going to do it in half again. And if you want to, I didn't have to turn that round, did I? So this is 14.85, so this is going to be about 7.4 and a tiny bit. There we go. Okay, so this is going to open like this, and then what I'm going to do is cut another piece off that's going to go across the bottom in the opposite direction. So standard height for this card would be 10.5. Hello Fran, thanks so much for joining us. I was so pleased that you shared that teapot card with the mouse coming out, and that stamp set arrived for me today, and it was just so cute, so cute. Okay, so this is going to be our base card. This one's folded back, and then I'm going to have a panel across the bottom, and the good thing is you can make, out of 2 sheets of card, you can make 3 cards. I'm just going to decide how big I'm going to make this. I'm going to go for 3 centimeters, but I might change it. So the way that this works is we have this one folded that way, and then we put the other piece on top with the unscored piece there, and so you get this really nice effect. You can put this piece anywhere you like. You can put it in the middle. What I'm going to do is put it at the bottom, or just up from the bottom, and then we're going to have the little wagon here across the scene. Okay, so let's find my scenery paper and cut that to size. So I need to decide which part of that scene I want, whether I want the bit with the sky or just the ground. I think I'm going to go with the bit with the sky, and so I'm going to cut that of both pieces at the same time so that I know all of these pieces will be the same height. This is 10.5, so I'm going to cut this to 10 centimeters. I hope everybody has had a good day. Friday tomorrow, and it's always good. It's coffee and card tomorrow, and that's always good too. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is put this panel in here so that my front piece, although it doesn't really have to match up, I'm going to make it match up with that piece there, and then the piece that I cut off can go on the inside here. So let's cut this to size first. So I'm going to have this yes, bordered to the left hand side. You could have it bordered from the right hand side. Hello Valerie, I hope you're okay. Sorry to hear that everything was delayed for you. And hi Babsy and Fran. Okay, so I'm going to cut this one first. So this is going to be 14.35. Just going to slot that in there. So that's going to go inside there. And then this piece I'm going to cut into 2. So I'm going to have this one here so that it matches up, and then this piece on the inside. So I know it's the right height to start with, and I know that this piece measures 7.4 and a little bit. So I'm going to do this just under 7. It's my front panel there. Then I'm going to cut the next piece the same. So I'm going to actually do this about 6.9. And you can keep these pieces because you can use those on the envelope, for example, if you wish. Okay, so I've got that one, and oops, that one there. Okay, let's stick those down before I do anything else. And then I've got the piece that's going to go across the bottom. So what I can do is use this bottom piece for that. There we go. So I can trim this piece to go across the bottom panel here. Or you could have it plain, it's up to you. Okay, let's stick these down to start with. Okay, so I'm just going to use some glue. I've run out of my seal, so I've got some more on order. And I do have our class projects for May, which I'll show quickly at the end of this live session. So I'm just going to pop that on there, just giving it a minute to sit on there. That's my front piece, like that. So. And you can, if you want, leave the center panel blank for a sentiment. So you could leave that like that and have your happy birthday in here if you didn't want to put that panel there. Actually works quite nicely as a scene, and then you could write your sentiment on the back of the card if you prefer. So really up to you. I'm not quite sure. Shall I put it on? Yes, I will, because thinking about it, our panel is going to go over here. So there's not going to be, oh, you could still put your sentiment on the top, couldn't you? Just a little bit more difficult. So as I've cut it, let's put it on. Now, although I've used scenery here, you could use any patterned paper. It doesn't have to be a scene per se. Okay. Going to do the same with this one. The difference is the main panel is going to be on the front, and then the short panel on the right hand side. So it opens like that. Hope you can see that okay. Now I might decide that's too wide. I don't know. Probably okay. Right. Now I've got these pieces. This is the bottom of each of those. So that's going to work perfectly for that. And I seem to remember that was 3 centimetres. Let's just check. So my piece of paper needs to be 2.5 to allow for my standard margin. And I'm going to cut this from the top down. Actually, you probably get away with just this piece on its own. This is just under 5.5 centimetres. Let's line that up. Because it's not actually that different, so let's do that. So I'm cutting them to the same height, this piece is going to go across there, so that's going to be my 14.35, as if it was a standard card. Obviously all of these measurements are in centimetres, so that's going to go on there, and then these, if I remember, are 7.4, so I want these to be 6.9 each, give or take. That's pretty good use of 2 pieces of paper, and I've just got a small strip left over. Okay, so this is going to go on here, and if you wanted to, you could also use the reverse side of that, entirely up to you. Just having a look. That's quite nice, actually. Okay, I'm going to stick with it that way. So if you haven't seen these papers and you missed the beginning, they are called Thoughtful Journey. So I've just got 1/2 centimetre difference between each of those pieces, and that will give me the same border all the way around, 2.5 millimetres. There's that one there, and this one. You can vary the height of this panel if you wish. You can make it bigger or smaller. Okay, so this is going to go onto there. It's going to line up here on the right hand side, so that when it folds, ages since I've done one like this, a Z fold card like that, and it looks really impressive when it's standing up, as you can see. To be honest, that would be just nice on its own, just because of those papers are really delicate and pretty. You could stamp a sentiment up here if you've got a light enough panel, or you could put a sentiment onto a die cut. I'm just going to crease that nicely because I didn't do that really. Same with this one. And that one there. Okay, so that's going to be our base card, like that, like so. Now I'm not going to put this on just yet because I'm not sure how I'm going to affix our little truck. So I'm going to leave this in case I want to put this behind and partly on this panel, and if I've stuck it down then I'm really limited to putting it on the top. Okay, so let's grab our stamp set and the dies that go with it. Cut out the wagon, which is here with the holes for the wheels. It cuts out the banner with the birthday cake, cuts out the flowers. Sorry, I need to lift that up a little bit. Cuts out the flowers, cuts out the balloon, and it also cuts a wooden panel that you can put on the front if you wish. So let's do a little bit of stamping. It's got the base here. Just about going to fit on there. And the colours in those papers include Mossy Meadow, Lost Lagoon Blackberry Bliss. Pretty Peacock is this really deep blue, and that's what I think I'm going to use. She said, hoping it was to hand, and it is. Right, let's move these out of the way. So I'm just going to stamp the base, like so. Not actually quite sure what colour was on that stamp beforehand. Okay. That is all right. And I can stamp the two tyres. Hello, Lynn. And there's also the middle of the tyres that can be added in. So let me put that to one side. I'm going to stamp the tyres in black and cut those out. So this time I'm going to do some die cutting as well as the stamping. So this is just black for the two tyres. And then I think, just so I've got something different, I'm going to use the little presents, although not that they particularly go with my scene. But never mind. Let's see if I've got a block big enough. All of my blocks are already packed for tomorrow. Okay, I think I'll get away with that. Oh, the bear is cute. I did think of putting that little mouse in, Fran, having seen your one. Right, let's look for early espresso. It's just a hand. I'm just going to do this fairly quickly. And because this is die cut, if I change my mind, I can add something different to my little trolley. So this has got presents, it's got a cake, like so. And let's have maybe a little banner. I'm not sure if I'll stamp it and cut it, but let's stamp one anyway in Peacock. Now, you could have multiple of these little wagons and you could have them sort of connected up together. I'm just going to grab Pretty Peacock ink just for this banner. Not sure if I will use it, but let's have it there ready. And you could just use the dies to cut the banner out as well. And all of these elements. Oh yes, the mouse could come out of the presents, although I think he's a little bit big for that. Okay, let's just do a quick bit of colouring. Let's just see. I don't want to take too much time. Let's just... What have I got? I'm trying to think. I really want to pick up some of these colours in here. This is dark lemon lime twist. Glasses are off, folks. So I'm just going to do this fairly quickly. Hope you can see that. It seems to be off the bottom of the... I think my camera, I must have moved it. Go. Let's have a same for the bow here. There we go. Yellow for the candle flames. This is actually Dark Mango Melody, which is still hanging on. And then, let's see, let's have some yellow icing. Could be my favourite, lemon drizzle cake. So I'm going to, excuse me, die cut these and pop them on top of the wagon. So this is, these three are presents. I could do with Misty Moonlight or something like that. Got some of that blue in the background. This is light Misty Moonlight. Okay. I'll be as quick as I can with my colouring. I could have done it beforehand. Let's put blue bit there. Hopefully you can see that. It has this as the bow. What I don't know when I cut this out is how much space there is at the bottom. Okay, so there's a little panel for it to sit behind there for you to attach it with. And there's a larger banner there with triangles. So what I'm actually going to do is bring this colour off the bottom, so I don't end up with a little white strip underneath there. Probably exaggerated that a little bit too much. Okay, let's see what else have we got. Don't really want a blue cake, do I? Let's go lemon lolly. I'm just doing this really quickly. Obviously, if you're doing this yourself, you could take your time. You could also put anything else in here and die cut it. So you could just have balloons. I know there's a balloon in the die cut, so you could just have those if you wanted. Okay. There's that really quickly, and then just going to do that bow in one colour, and then we've got Mossy Meadow in there. I've got light Mossy Meadow, and not much in that one. I should have remembered. I need to replace that one. My Mossy Meadow pens have been going since March 2019, so they've done pretty well. I don't label them anymore. The reason why I labelled them in the first instance was because I had no idea how long they would last, and we did have some quality issues with our very first set of pens. They were called Blendabilities, and Stampin' Up weren't happy with the quality, and so they actually withdrew the products from sale. There we go. And again, I'm just going to extend this down. So when we had the new ones, I wanted to see how long they last, and there you go. 5 years. for that particular one. Obviously it does vary, depends on how much you're using it, etc, etc. Right, I don't want to introduce too many colours. So I'm just going to keep to those few. And I promise I'll be as quick as I can. Peacock pen would have been good, so I'm losing my voice. Never mind. So just extending that past the piece there, and just a little light blue, light balmy blue. There we go. Okay, thank you for your patience. So I'm going to cut this out. I don't think I need to extend that any further. I think I've got enough. And then I need this one here from the dies. So there are, if I could read it, 14 dies. So this one is going to cut my little banner out. Hello Jill. And then, no, that's the wrong one. Did you get your car sorted, Jill? That's what I want to know. Without too much expense, hopefully. And then I like that we have 2 balloon dies, 2 tyre dies, so you can do them at the same time. And then you have the heart, the string for the balloon, and then these are middles for the tyres. So I'm just going to pop those on there. I'm going to grab a little bit of tape just to put on those, if I can find some. There we go. And that means I can run them through roughly at the same time. This is just post-it note tape. You could use masking tape, washi tape, whatever you have to hand. Put that one across there. Cut out the 2 tyres, and then we can put it all together. And then finally this one here. There we go. I'm quickly going to run that through the die cutting machine. I'm going to do them all together. Hopefully nothing will move between here and there. Bear with me 1 second or 2. Go. Okay. Right, so I have my wagon, I have my 2 tyres, wheels I should say, with tyres. 1, 2, like so. Oh, thank you, Jeanette. Oh, new battery, well done. That is good. Okay, so can you see there's an element here at the bottom that's going to, oops, allow this to be attached behind there. Okay, but I have extended my colouring so that I don't have a little white gap. Okay, not the best selection of colours. So this one could go on front of there, or it could actually go, if you wanted to, probably not in this one, but you could actually have it on the card here. You could do another one here. Okay, so let's put these two together first, and then I'll work out which bits we need. So just a light amount of glue across the bottom on that little slot. Just going to give it 5 seconds or so for it to go slightly tacky, and then place this on top. That looks okay, like so. Now these are going to go right on that little rim. So, small amount of glue where that white layer is. I guess you could put it a little further up actually. Just holding that for a minute. Same with this one, so I'm going to line it up so the top of that tire is just underneath that white line. And there's our cute little truck. Very sweet. I'm not sure that has anything to do with my background scene, but there we go. So the plan is that this is going to go on here, like that. So I was worrying about where that needs to go, but it can actually just go in the centre on this piece here. And I can attach it to the back, or I can leave it free. If you had enough space, you could just fit two on there. So you could have one, maybe that said happy birthday or something, and then one carrying all the paraphernalia behind. But I'm going to place this on here, like that. So now I know that I don't need to go behind that. I'm going to position this on here. I think it looks about right where it is. So what you need to remember is the glue is only going to go on this element here. So I'm going to leave that with the marker on there. You could put a pencil on, and then I'm just going to put glue on that bit, and then just add that there. Hold it for a little bit. Just going to fold that out of the way. So this would be fun if you even just had clouds as your background. Doesn't have to be a scene, obviously. Okay, and then the only other bit that's going to get attached is this back piece here. So what I like to do is just turn it over and apply glue onto this piece. Don't get too close to the edge, and you can literally just fold that piece over. It's always best if you can position things on flat on your table, not in the air. So there's our design. Not that you can see it like that. So difficult to show 3D items when you're looking down from the top. Okay, and here's going to be our cute little truck, and I think just to tie that in together I am going to add the banner. And what I might do is put I'm going to put it there, but actually I think it's better underneath. So I'm going to put this on with dimensionals to give a little bit of interest, and I know that if I just put it on the base here and maybe on the tyres, that it will be clear of what's behind it. I just need to find dimensionals. Here they are. So I'm going for the body here and one each on the tyres. I just want to make sure that they're hidden underneath. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this on that panel. I'm putting it right in the middle. Be nothing to stop you putting it anywhere on there that you want to. And I'm going to pop this there just to bring it in together. So your sentiment could go top left hand side if you've got a smallish sentiment, or you could put it on the back. There we go. Cute. And I'm just wondering if I had a sentiment that would fit in just in there. If I've got one to hand that will fit. I need my glasses. Birthday wishes would work in there, which is not to hand. So let me just see what else I can use. Okay, this cake fancy birthday wishes will fit in there. I was thinking of one slightly bigger, but for the sake of speed I will put it on there. Let's use Pretty Peacock. So, sorry to have gone on for so long. Whoops. Be a bit careful with that ink on the edge. There we go. Made it. There we are. Birthday wishes. That definitely works. So I can put my sentiment on the back, and I could use these spare pieces here if I wanted to decorate the back of the card. But there we are. I'm happy with that as it is. There is the wooden crate element here that you could put on top. Let me just cut that quickly. Out of some crumb cake so you can see it. There we go. Let's pick that out. So this has a really nice wood grain effect here. Come out. That. Get it out. There we go. You could either put on here, on part of the truck, or you could have it up here on the top. Obviously ignoring the fact we've got birthday cake. So you could, it's up to you. And obviously you could cut that out of coloured card if you wanted to match it. But I'm happy with it as it is. Thank you, Caroline. So you could use this technique. Oops. I haven't stuck that down. For any, oh, I have stuck it down, but just not enough glue. You could use this for any scene, but it could just be patterned paper. It doesn't have to be a scenery paper. Thank you, Teresa. Very envious of your tidy and large craft room, Teresa. I hope you get a chance to get your mojo and get crafting again. Hello, Carol. Thanks for joining us. There we go. So that's it, like so. That's how it stands. I appreciate that's not particularly easy for you to see, but if I put it like that, then hopefully you can. So that was just really to show you using that fun set. This is the one that we're doing at Coffee and Cards, so literally just the stamp version. This has got the bear in it, and we've got flowers, and then obviously you could also do the birthday cake and the presents if you wanted to. So that is this week's stamp set of the week. And remember, if you order the stamp set of the week during the week in which it's selected, then I send you all the components. So that would include all the elements for this card, including the papers. May not be this scene, it might be another scene. Oh yes, sorry, it was Gail's. I beg your pardon. I do apologise, Teresa. Yes, very jealous. Bless her. So yes, so if you order the stamp set of the week from me, during the week it is the stamp set, then I send you the components for the cards as I've made live. Now I do have the class projects for May, but I don't want to add this on because this video already is an hour. So I'm going to finish this video, have a sip of cold drink, and then come straight back and show you the projects for May. So if you want to see those, as soon as I've gone offline, what you'll need to do is refresh your screen or go out and come back to Jemini Crafts, and then you'll see me live again. And if not, you'll be able to watch it on catch up anyway. So hopefully I'll see you all in a moment, and in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope you like the projects. Fun little stamp set with that tractor. As I said, if you've got the new papers with the vegetables on, they would look fabulous in there. And for everybody who has ordered the first round of paper shares, they will be going out not sure they'll go out in time to, what day is it today? Thursday? I'm not sure they'll go out in time tomorrow, but if not, it will be Monday. And also the in colour cloud for those that have ordered is also starting to ship. So thank you so much everyone, and I look forward to seeing you hopefully in the next few minutes. Thank you, and bye for now.